You know,
Breakfast or something?
same way.
That's what I'm afraid of.
And just All right, everybody, it's time to get the show on the road. It is Monday, November 18th, 2024. It's 6:30. It's time to begin the Liquor Control Commission. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk Brady, roll call.
Commissioner Vogel?
Here.
Commissioner Papantos? Commissioner Vito?
Here.
Commissioner Lang?
Here.
Commissioner Kruger?
Present.
Commissioner Rafato?
Here.
Chairperson Horker.
Here. You have before you the minutes of the special meeting of September 16th, 2024. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Papantos, second. Commissioner Kruger, roll call, please.
Commissioner Papantos?
Yes.
Commissioner Vito?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Rafato?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes, citizens' concerns and comments?
Not today. 6A, consideration of a request for a Class P liquor license for Crystal Rain Distillery, Inc., an existing craft distillery at 2281 South Foster Avenue.
I have a lot of these, do we, Mr. Spondilis?
We do not. In fact, this will be our very first. So as the title indicates, this is a request for a Class P license, which is a tasting room license specific for distilleries. Crystal Rain is the petitioner, a local business who distills produces bottles of vodka, gin, and brandy. This has been before the Plan Commission and in fact before the Liquor Commission when you created a Class P license specifically for this petitioner a couple of years ago. They are now ready to move forward and open their tasting room. We can provide any additional details, but I would ask that any motion to approve be made on the following 4 conditions. First, passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees authorizing the creation of a new Class P liquor license. Second, payment of all associated fees. Third, submittal of Bassett certificates for all applicable individuals. And finally, satisfactory background check results for all applicable individuals. I'm happy to answer any questions, and the petitioner is here and can do the same.
Commission, you want to say anything?
Nope.
There you go. Commissioner Papantos?
Thank you. When do you expect to be able to start this?
Hopefully right around Christmas, as soon as we're done with our construction. We're almost done, just a few last touches, and we're ready.
And how are you going to advertise this?
Oh, good. Social media.
Okay, because, I mean,
Yeah.
you're in a location that
Yeah.
one wouldn't expect to,
Social media and, word to mouth.
okay? And how many participants do you expect on a regular basis, or daily, or per?
Well,
I don't know if you're having sittings or tastings?
Yeah, I would assume somewhere between 30 and 50 people,
30 to 50?
30 to 50. Hopefully that will be, the case. If we get, 30, 50 people, it's a good business. If not, then not so good. So hopefully it will be that number.
Thank you.
Any other questions, Commissioner Rafato?
Just, in our report, it indicates that you might have an interest of serving other alcoholic beverages.
Yes.
But you realize that that's...
Yes. I have interest in serving beer and wine, and just because, a lot of families, one person from the family doesn't drink hard liquor a lot of times, and also sometimes wine and beer are used in cocktails with other spirits such as vodka, brandy. There's different versions of that, and I want to take the opportunity to do that since every other distillery in Chicagoland area with all the suburbs and everything are doing the same thing. What my colleagues from other distilleries have done in the past, they struck a deal with some of the local breweries, and the breweries, carry their spirits, and, vice versa. So they send, people each other's way. And I kind of was hoping to be able to do the same, approach some of the local breweries and see if, we can exchange products.
but that requires you coming back to the village, you know that.
I understand
No,
that.
But
there's
it's-
a, go ahead.
Mr. Spondulis has a,
It's more than that. So we've discussed this with the petitioner. There is a zoning issue
Oh,
that
yeah,
prohibits
right, I was-
it.
yeah.
So it's not a possibility in Wheeling.
It's not a possibility.
Correct.
Okay. That was all I had. Thank you.
thank you, Commissioner Raffato. Any other question, Commissioner Kruger?
Thank you. You said that you were going to advertise your tastings and offerings via social media, so I'm assuming this is going to be open to the public,
Yes.
so private parties?
Yeah, if there's, ever the concern is
And
there.
this might be more for fire department or community development. There is any issue with capacity? He said potentially 30 to 50. I know it's in the industrial zone and he's in
Yeah,
a big
no,
huge
we've
warehouse.
evaluated the space for occupancy levels, and quite honestly, that's why it's probably taken them this long to finish the construction, was you did need to put in a lift to access the area. We've evaluated it from parking, we've evaluated from every aspect, and we believe that it will be appropriate.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kruger.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? There are none. We need a motion to approve based on the 4 conditions as read.
So moved with conditions.
Commissioner Lang,
Second.
Commissioner Raffato, roll call.
Commissioner Vito,
Yes.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger,
Yes.
Commissioner Raffato,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Papantos,
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes, Mr. Spondulis.
Thank you. And just so that it's in the record, I'm going to read what a Class P craft distiller license grants. Class P licenses shall authorize tastings of alcoholic beverages on the premise of all the retail sale and alcoholic beverages on and off the premise of craft distillers, as defined in this chapter, subject to the following conditions, qualifications, and limitations. 1, the holder of a Class P liquor license may, during authorized hours of business and to the extent permitted by the Illinois Liquor Control Act, as amended, sell alcoholic products manufactured on the licensed premises at retail for off and on-premises consumption. 2, sales and tastings of alcoholic beverages manufactured outside the licensed facility are prohibited. 3, containers of alcohol sold for off-premise consumption shall be greater than or equal to 375 milliliters in volume and shall be properly sealed for transport in a motor vehicle without violation of law. 4, Class P license holders may also offer and dispense tastings, as defined in this chapter, of the alcohol permitted to be produced and sold pursuant to this classification, with such tastings not exceeding 3 samples consisting of no more than 1/4 ounce of distilled spirits, 1 ounce of wine, or 2 ounces of beer to a consumer in 1 day. 5, a Class P license shall have a valid craft distiller license from the state of Illinois and shall comply with the applicable regulations of the state of Illinois as amended and with the regulations of this chapter as amended. 6, video gaming as defined under the Illinois Video Gaming Act shall not be allowed in a Class P licensed premises. Thank you.
All set?
set.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
B,
6B, consideration of a request from WHG Inc., owner of the existing Savory Plate Brown's Chicken Restaurant at 71 South Milwaukee Avenue to convert an existing Class B-V liquor license to a Class N-V liquor license in order to do business as the Lucky Emerald, a video gaming cafe.
Mr. Spondulis.
Thank you. Before you this evening is, as the title indicates, an existing restaurant who is looking to convert their space into a gaming cafe. So the license class change would be from a BV to a Class NV. Pursuant to the village's policy, I'm just letting you know that there are no other gaming cafes in that retail center that the restaurant currently occupies. So they would be okay according to the village's policy, and it would further prohibit any other gaming cafes from doing business in that center. I am happy to answer any questions if you have them. Otherwise, the petitioner is here and can do the same.
No more Browns?
No,
That was mine.
There are 2 conditions if
Any
the board is
other
willing.
questions? Any real questions left? Oh, ahead.
The two conditions are, one, passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees authorizing the creation of a new Class NV liquor license, and second, passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees granting a special use for the subject premises.
Oh, Commissioner Kruger.
Yes, real quick, you're ceasing all food distribution at this
No, we will
location?
be serving, since we already have a kitchen, we will be serving food, a small portion of foods to our gamers with small menu.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know. It's not Browns.
Commissioner Pontos?
And you will still serve alcohol, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
If there are no other questions, I would be looking for a motion to approve as read.
So moved with conditions?
Commissioner Kruger, second.
Second?
Commissioner Papantos, roll call.
Commissioner Lang,
No.
Commissioner Kruger,
Yes.
Commissioner Raffato,
No.
Commissioner Vogel,
No.
Commissioner Papantos.
Yes?
Commissioner Vito,
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes. Good luck.
Thank you.
Item 7 is an executive session. We need to motion to recess into executive session for the purposes of pending probable and/or imminent litigation. I need a motion for that.
So moved.
Commissioner Kruger, second. Commissioner Papantos, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kruger,
Yes.
Commissioner Raffato,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Papantos,
Yes?
Commissioner Vito,
Yes.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes. Recess, everybody hang around for a while. Thank you all for waiting. I'd like a motion to reconvene the Liquor Control Commission meeting.
So moved.
Motion, trustee Vogel, Commissioner Vogel, second, Commissioner Papantos, roll call.
Commissioner Raffato,
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger,
Yes.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Vito, Commissioner Papantos,
Yes?
Commissioner Vogel,
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes, that concludes the Liquor Control Commission meeting for the evening. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Commissioner Papantos, second.
Second?
Commissioner Kruger, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Liquor Control Commission meeting for the evening is adjourned. I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Village Board for November 18th, 2024. Clerk Brady, roll call, please.
Trustee Raffato,
Here.
Trustee Kruger,
Present?
Trustee Lang,
Here.
Trustee Vito,
Here.
Trustee Papantos,
Here?
Trustee Vogel,
Here.
President Horker.
Here. You have before you the minutes of the regular meeting of October 21st, 2024. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved.
Trustee
Second?
Raffato, second. Trustee Kruger, roll call, please.
Trustee Kruger,
Yes.
Trustee Lang,
Yes.
Trustee Vito,
Yes.
Trustee Papantos,
Yes?
Trustee Vogel,
Yes.
Trustee Raffato,
Yes.
President Horker.
Yes, any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes this evening.
Awesome, we just keep moving right along. Citizens communications? That brings us to staff reports. Mr. Kaup, you have something. There was a hubbub about leaves.
I do. President Horker, trustees, I have two items that I'd like to discuss with you this evening. The first is the hubbub. To better serve the residents of the Village of Wheeling, Waste Management has extended landscape collections by 1 week. So the last day for yard waste collection this year will be Friday, December 6th. So your collection that week will be your final collection rather than the week prior.
Thank you, sir.
And the second item I'd like to discuss.
Wait, permanent?
It is not.
But it can be.
But it can be. I mean, that would be something that we would have to either address through the municipal franchise agreement or on a year-by-year basis, ask for the extension. Obviously, the seasons, every season is different, but with the consistent warmer temperatures, it's not uncommon to have leaves still on the ground the last week of November.
That's huge, thank you.
Absolutely.
There was something else?
And there's something else. The Household Hazardous Waste Program used to be handled through Waste Management, and recently the program has changed. Beginning December 1st, 2024, Wheeling residents can schedule a special collection with Clean Harbors Environmental Services for this at-your-door household hazardous waste collection. The program is run through SWANK, the Solid Waste Agency of Northern Cook County, and the program is for residents with curbside collection at this time. The program includes automotive fluids, pesticides, cleaning fluids, and other home use chemicals, which will be listed on SWANK's website, Clean Harbors website, and both can be accessed from our website, the village website. The program, at-home collection program, has no cost for eligible residents. However, there is a $75 charge that will be incurred by the resident if they schedule a collection and do not cancel it. If you have any questions or for further information, you feel free to contact Public Works or SWANK directly.
Is there a phone number for calling for an appointment?
Yes.
Happen to have it with you by any
I
chance?
don't, so it's on, yeah, the number is 866-466-5060, but that is, again, after December the 1st.
Thank you.
And there's a great deal of information on our website so that the residents have a resource. They can go to our website.
Thank you. Consent agenda, Clerk Brady.
Consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the village board and will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless the board members or citizens so request, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered after all other agenda items. 11A. Resolution approving a third and final one-year renewal contract with Advanced Tree Care, Inc. in the amount of $115,000 for tree trimming, tree removal, and stump grinding services in fiscal year 2025. 11B, resolution approving the purchase of up to 950.4 tons of road salt from Morton Salt, Inc. through the State of Illinois Central Management Services Joint Purchasing Program in the amount of $74.08 per ton, and an extended purchase amount of $70,450.64 in fiscal year 2025. 11C, resolution waiving competitive bidding requirements and accepting a 5-year contract with Time Clock Plus LLC for Alidec timekeeping software in the amount of $111,548.75. 11D, resolution ratifying the village manager execution of an agreement for executive recruitment services with MGT Impact Solutions LLC in the amount not to exceed $28,000. 11E, ordinance amending Chapter 4.32 of the Village of Wheeling's Municipal Code, alcohol liquor dealers, specifically Section 4.32.085, to increase the authorized number of Class N-V and P, and to decrease the authorized number of Class B-V liquor license.
Any questions or comments? There being none, I would look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Trustee Papantos, second. Trustee Lang, roll call, please.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. New business.
13A, granting special use approval to permit the operation of a gaming establishment, the Lucky Emerald, 71 South Milwaukee Avenue, docket number PSU 24-0019.
Mr. Clicker, what do we got?
Yes, as you heard earlier in the Liquor Commission meeting, this is a request by the Lucky Emerald, who is same operators who formerly operated the Savory Plate and Brown's Chicken with gaming. They are wishing to become a full-fledged gaming cafe and, if you will, drop the restaurant aspect of their business. As such, it does require a special use to be a gaming cafe. This was heard by the Plan Commission. They unanimously recommended approval and they did place 4 conditions on the approval, which was 1, the hours of operation shall be consistent with the associated Wheeling liquor license. 2, a building permit shall be obtained from the Department of Community Development prior to any commencement of any interior and/or exterior construction. 3, a Wheeling sign permit shall be applied for and received prior to the installation of exterior signage, except for signage pursuant to Chapter 21.6 of the Wheeling Sign Code. And 4, prior to beginning operations, a new business license application shall be submitted to the Community Development Department. As I stated, with those conditions, they voted in favor of this request.
Thank you, Mr. Clicker. Questions or comments from the board? All right. Trustee Papantos?
Yes, for the petitioner, please. How long will it take you to reorganize and, I mean, are you making interior changes that will, are you going to have to shut down for a while in order to
Yes.
do this?
Yes, we are planning to open beginning of the year if everything goes well.
And when do you plan to, have you stopped serving at Savory and Brown's as of this?
No, not yet.
When do you plan to
I'm
stop?
planning to stop tomorrow. Tomorrow would be my last day.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No questions. I would look for a motion to approve.
So moved with conditions?
Trustee Krueger, second.
Second?
Trustee Papantos, roll call, please.
Trustee Vogel?
No.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes?
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
No.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
No.
President Horker?
Yes.
Yeah, 4 with you.
Good luck.
Thank you. So, John, I just want to ask a question. I want to make sure that my license number is the same. It's only change of use, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
13B, ordinance granting a rezoning from the I-1 Light Industrial and Office Zoning District to the I-3 General Industrial Zoning District for the property located at 2092 Foster Avenue, docket number PRZ 24-0003, and 13C, ordinance granting special use approval to permit the operation of a self-storage facility at 2092 Foster Avenue, docket number PSU 24-0022.
Mr. Clicker?
Yes, before you, what you have is one of my favorite things in town, which is our split lot zoning. The property is currently split between I-1 and I-3. The petitioners are requesting that it be zoned to.
Hey, Ross?
Ross?
Is
Yes.
your microphone on?
Yes, sir, it is.
Can't hear you.
And maybe lean in.
I'm going to lean in then.
Very good.
This is one of, as I was stating, this is one of my favorite things that we have in town, which is a split lot zoning. The zoning is split between I-1 and I-3. The petitioner is requesting that it be zoned all I-3. so that they can then apply for a special use for self-storage, which I just would like to state, this is not the typical self-storage. This is for vehicle storage. It would be for personal cars that they have and would be storing within there. And so this was heard by the Plan Commission, both matters. The rezoning was recommended for approval with no conditions. The special use was recommended for approval with a few conditions, which I'll read are: one, special use approval is subject to the approval of the petition to rezone the subject property site pursuant to docket number PRZ 24-0003. Two, motor vehicle light and heavy repair shall not be permitted on the subject premises or inside the building. Three, outdoor storage shall comply with the requirements of Chapter 1910-070 accessory structures of the Village Code. Four, a building permit shall be obtained from the Department of Community Development prior to any commencement of any interior and/or exterior construction. Five, any exterior signage shall be subject to the issuance of a wheeling sign permit prior to installation, except for signage pursuant to Chapter 21.6 of the Wheeling Sign Code. Six, the petitioner shall submit an application for business license to the Community Development Department and receive the business license prior to occupancy. Seven, any exterior building modifications, including a change in the paint color, scheme of the building, shall be subject to Plan Commission authorization prior to commencing any such modifications. And finally, the special use approval is limited to the storage of personal vehicles only. And with that, it was recommended for approval.
Questions or comments? Trustee Papantos.
Hi. During the Plan Commission, you indicated that it's going to be your cars, but the cover letter said it's like friends and...
Yes.
So which is it? Is it?
Both.
So
It'll be-
it's-
Yes. It'll be ours and friends' cars.
Okay, so then, and you have space for 12 vehicles?
Roughly, yes.
And then you said it in the cover letter that it would be used as a social gathering?
Not necessarily, no, there's an area, just the way the building is structured, that you can't park cars because it's this way or this way, so you'd have to move one. So it's a little area that we're just going to have seating, just a
Okay.
seating area. It's not for any social functions at all.
So you're not going to be showing your cars to other people?
No, we're trying
I guess
to, and it's interesting because the issue about signage came out, we're trying to keep it low profile. It's,
Well, that was my next question. Are you going to have signage, or is
No.
it just like
No,
people have to
Maybe on the
know?
door, just the LLC, but no, there will be no signage, there'll be no alterations to the building, no painting. The goal here is to make it a safe, secure parking for cars.
No visitors.
No, yeah. I mean, visitors, if I bring my spouse, if I don't, she'll,
Right, okay, so would people keep their car there all year round and then just come when they want to drive it?
yes,
I'm
that's my goal, or our goal, I should say.
And more than likely not during inclement weather?
Likely.
Okay.
Everybody's, I certainly won't be driving during inclement weather. I mean, that's the whole thing, which is why we're trying to get this up and running before inclement weather.
And what is an exotic car? Sorry, but that was part of
Well,
what you were, I don't know what an
It
exotic car
varies.
is.
For some people, it could be a Prius.
Okay.
It's, you know.
Not helping
Porsches.
me.
They're all, you know, imports, Porsches, Lamborghini. We're trying to keep it just the Porsches because most of us are Porsche-philes.
Okay, thank you.
Trustee Rufado.
Thank you. In your cover letter, you mentioned fun events like cars and coffees with the main goal of supporting charities. Give me an example of how that would work.
We were initially saying early on, if we were able to get it open, and maybe, is to have a function outside. And it would be a one-time just to invite some kids from hospitals. And actually, we're talking about having maybe the police and fire department just come. It's not a social gathering. It's not set up for that. So it would be just have some kids walk through and see some nice cars.
Okay, yeah, because it doesn't seem like you would have parking for any other additional vehicles if you had an event like that. Is there enough parking outside?
Oh, yeah, no. I don't know if there is. There's quite a bit of parking, but that's not what the function of the building.
Okay,
Ever,
all right.
ever. It would never be for social functions.
All right, thank you.
There.
If there are no other questions?
So move.
I'd like to do these one at a time, so we'll do, I'm sure trustee Lang that you were motioning to approve ordinance B for the rezoning. Is that correct?
Yes.
There you go. Second, trustee Vogel, roll call.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes,
Trustee Rufato?
Yes,
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, and now we have C with the conditions as read.
So moved.
Trustee Papantos, second.
Second.
Trustee Vogel, roll call, please.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
yes,
Trustee Rufato?
yes,
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, good luck, guys, have fun.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you.
13D, ordinance amending Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19 zoning and associated chapters and sections in order to modify zoning regulations for massage establishments and accessory massage therapy, docket number PTA 24-0001. 13E, ordinance amending Title 4 taxes, business regulations and license, Chapter 4.74, massage establishments of the Wheeling Municipal Code.
Mr. Clicker,
Before you, you have two ordinances, one for the zoning and one for the business regulations regarding massage establishments. This is something that's been in the works for a while. As you will recall, last year we were doing all the municipal code updates. This was a sections that weren't ready to go at that time. So we've finished our review, finished our evaluation, and what this essentially does is it brings both the zoning and business section of the village code into current practices with not only the Illinois Department of Public Health, but also the practices that we've been utilizing out in the field, clarifying a few things, clarifying a few loopholes that we found in the code, and just making it easier to understand and less interpretation available to those out in the field when making evaluations of these facilities. So with that, it was an overall effort to, as I said, to bring it into compliance with, more compliance with the Illinois Department of Public Health, and to streamline it where, for example, in Title IV, we didn't change hardly any of the regulations at all, went from 19 sections of the code, we took it down to 8. So, you know, it was a streamlining and a reevaluation of the entire process.
questions or comments? Nobody interested? Okey-doke. Going to do them one at a time then. Ordinance D, amending Title 19 of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Title 19 associated chapters, modifying the zoning regulations for massage parlors, establishments, sorry.
so moved.
Motion Papantos, second Rufato, roll call.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
yes,
Trustee Rufato?
Yes,
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, and E, taxes and business regulations.
so moved,
Trustee Krueger, second.
Second.
Trustee Papantos, roll call.
Trustee Krueger?
yes,
Trustee Rufato?
yes,
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes.
13F, resolution awarding a restaurant, entertainment, and retail build-out grant in the amount of $225,000 for Wheeling Town Center Property LLC, doing business as Moretti's Restaurant and Pizza, Wheeling at 365 West Dundee Road.
Mr. Becker, what have you brought us?
Mr. President, trustees, this is for the Moretti's Restaurant that will be hopefully opening soon at the former City Works space. There's a total investment of approximately $2.5 million. The requestor has, from the time they bought the property, has expanded the scope of work to include a mezzanine, windows on the eastern portion of the building, and a significant build-out, much more than they had anticipated when they bought the building. So they have asked for some relief through these grant program. It does qualify being within the town center TIF. It is over 6,000 square feet. In fact, this property is over 8,000 square feet and will accommodate seating for over 200 people. The threshold for the program is 150. So with that being said, recommending approval for the grant for Moretti's, and happy to answer any questions.
When will they open?
Tim? Yeah.
We need you
So-
at the mic, sir.
Yeah,
Come on up to the microphone and say hi, otherwise Karen's going to yell at me tomorrow. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Tim Borden, the marketing director for Moretti's, representing the company. We're very glad to be here in Wheeling. We hope to be open by the end of January.
You were going to spend $1 million, you're up to 2.5. Thank you for the investment.
We're inspired by this town.
Good answer. Any other questions? Not, motion to approve?
Moved.
Trustee Lang, second, trustee Rufato. Roll call, please.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, good luck, looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
13G, resolution of the corporate authorities to determine the amount of the tax levy for the 2024 tax year.
Mr. Smith, time to shine.
Thank you, President Horker. Tonight you have a resolution before you which will determine or estimate the amount of the 24 tax levy. State law requires the board to approve an estimate of taxes to be collected for the following fiscal year, and that is the purpose of this resolution, just to determine what that levy will be. It does not bind you to the number. You can still change the amount of the levy when you adopt it at the December 16th meeting. As you recall, on November 2nd at the budget workshop meeting, the board directed staff to prepare the levy reflecting a 1.34% increase to the levy to capture the growth in the expired South TIF district, but no normal property tax levy increase. So this levy increase will not affect residents or businesses. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Nobody has any questions? Nice job. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion, trustee Krueger, second, trustee Vogel. Roll call.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
President Horker? 13,
Hold on. Mr. Spondilis is twitching.
I just wanted to add that the village, in conjunction with the other taxing bodies, will be issuing a press release that will go out tomorrow morning that explains the capture the growth when we talk about retiring a TIF, which is the only increase that is being asked, requested, and approved here. So along with the other taxing agencies, we'll be putting that out so that the public has a good understanding of how the increase in the levy does not affect their actual property tax bill, the money out. This is just capturing growth. So you should see that in the coming days in the newspaper. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
okay, correct. 13G, discussion regarding capital improvement plan CIP, summary of projects for fiscal year 2025 through 29.
H, yeah. Okay. Mr. Kalp.
Yes, President Horker, members of the board, I am pleased tonight to introduce Kyle Getzelman, our village engineer, who will be presenting the highlights of our accomplishments over 2024 and the big plans that we have for 2025 and through 2029. With that, I'll turn it over to Kyle.
Thank you, Dan, for the introduction. Good evening, everybody. As Dan mentioned, Kyle Getzelman, village engineer, and I'm going to be going over tonight the capital improvement plan for 2025 through 29. We're going to be focusing mostly on 2025. So let's move along. So 2025 projects in the CIP are included and approved as part of the village's 2025 annual budget. The proposed CIP includes summaries and project descriptions of 2025 funded projects, as well as projects beyond that, going out all the way to 2029. These projects may have a single funding source or multiple funding sources. Before we kind of get into the 2025 projects, I kind of want to go over what we've accomplished this year in 2024. And feel free, we can wait till the end for questions, or feel free to chime in as you see fit. So for this year, in review, we've got our MFT Street Improvement Program. This is just our grind and overlay program. We did a little over 3 miles in the northeast part of the Williams-Zalowski subdivision, the Babiars, Dunhurst, Orchard Lake, to the tune of about $1.61 million. We've exhausted all of our Rebuild Illinois funds, which were set to expire, I think, next year. So we used all those funds to continue Phase 2 for our Wheeling Road Improvement Project. Phase 1 and 2 engineering for East Strong Avenue, Phase 2 engineering for Lexington Drive, and then Phase 2 engineering for our 2022 MFT Street Improvement Program. So we did quite a bit of resurfacing this year. Lakeside Villas, also about a little over a mile. That we did the water main project in that subdivision back in 2023, and we decided that the roads were, in poor shape, so they were resurfaced this year. That brings our total roadway resurfacing this year to about 4.11 miles. And in addition to all those local roads, we also resurfaced the Public Works parking lot, the west entrance. Kind of going away from our roadway projects, we have our paver brick maintenance project, which we wrapped up year 3 of 4. These are all the paver bricks along Milwaukee Avenue, just replacing the old ones and putting new ones in there. We have year 4 of that coming up next year. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Stream bank stabilization. We continue the Phase 2 design with anticipated construction next year, and we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. All right, so now we're going to move on to 2025, our capital improvement plan. So total budget for this or next fiscal year, 25, is about $21.2 million. That's about the same as it was in 2024. So we're breaking this down into several different funds. And a capital improvement fund is a new infrastructure project. An outlay fund is a maintenance project. So here we have our capital improvement fund. This covers projects such as streetlights, fiber optic, generator replacement. Our capital outlay fund covers pavement markings, fountain maintenance, crack sealing. So those are more of your maintenance, roadway maintenance projects. And then motor fuel tax is our yearly resurfacing program. We also have our Wheeling Road improvements and design budgeted under or through MFT as well. So we have our sanitary sewer capital improvement fund. This covers sewer lining, lift station improvements, manhole lining. Our storm sewer capital improvement fund, storm sewer improvement projects, South Dunhurst is a good example of that. Storm sewer capital outlay fund. This covers stormwater master plan, storm sewer televising projects, which we'll get into a little later. Water capital improvement fund. This is your typical water main projects, water infrastructure. We have the tanks, SCADA, generators. These can all be funded through the capital improvement fund. And then our last one, we have TIF projects, which are our projects that just take place in our TIF district. Water main construction in 25, we have a project, and some sidewalk in 2025 as well. So at first here, I'm going to kind of go over some of the yearly reoccurring projects. These are the kind of maintenance projects that come in, year out. So this first one is our roof replacement program, about $1.35 million, and that's for our police department. It should be noted that this was supposed to be spread out over multiple years, but due to deteriorating condition of the roof, we found it prudent to kind of do it all at once and kind of complete it all as one project. So that's why that is all going to be wrapped up next year as part of that program. Sidewalk and concrete program, which is our sidewalk removal and replacement program. Basically, this program is part of our trip hazard evaluation program. Our village is split up into 4 sections, 4 zones, if you will. Each zone is inspected yearly, and we're looking for sidewalk trip hazards, 1/4 inch to 3/4 inch trip hazards. We grind those, our public works staff grind those with a grinding machine, Anything greater than 3/4 of an inch, remove and replace. As you can see from the picture here, sidewalk squares are physically removed and replaced with brand-new sidewalks to eliminate that trip hazard. They're a little bit too tall to grind those off. Paver brick maintenance. So this is the Milwaukee Avenue one that I mentioned earlier. We got about $100,000 budgeted. This is going to wrap up the rest of the paver bricks on Milwaukee Avenue. Once Milwaukee Avenue is completed, bricks will be replaced at other village sites such as the police station, pocket parks, beyond. This is after 2025. Asphalt surface treatment program. This is our Reclamite program. We have budgeted about $95,000. We're going to be completing this Reclamite on all the streets that we resurfaced as part of the 2024 resurfacing program, in addition to North Wolf Road and Lakeside Villas. So the village has about 69 miles of asphalt roadway, and it's an ongoing goal of ours to extend their useful life. So engineering is currently drafting up a pavement preservation policy that is going to be presented to you for review and approval probably Q1 of 2025. And this pavement preservation plan basically outlines goals and strategies to extend the pavement life to approximately 23 years. That's kind of our goal. So the preservation component of this plan is what you'll see as this project right here. We do this on roads that are about 1 year old in hopes to extend their useful life. So this is our MFT Street resurfacing program. We've got budgeted about $2 million for this. We're focusing on Dunhurst, Lemke Farms, which is Ridgefield, Pleasant Run, Avalon, and Horizon Trail. So similar to what we just discussed, at about 69 miles of roadway and a 23-year cycle life, we need to be replacing about 3 miles of road each year. To keep up, this program in 2025 is 3.04 miles, so we're keeping up with what we need to. Manhole lining, this is a yearly project where we just basically line all the a lot of sanitary manholes. This reduces sewer inflow and infiltration to kind of assist MWRD with treating the water. This all goes to a water treatment plant, and if we get inflow and infiltration, that kind of can overwhelm their system. And the village has an obligation to treat roughly 2% of our mains each year to basically treat for I&I, inflow and infiltration. Water main replacement program. This specific project is the Dundee Road water main between the railroad tracks and Hollywood Ridge. The village completed a water rate study in 2024, which evaluated budgetary requirements for replacing the water main. With 141 miles of water main and 90-year approximate life expectancy, the village needs to replace on average about 1.56 miles of main each year. So this Dundee Road water main project is about 1.27 miles, and then we also have a water main project on Milwaukee Avenue at about 0.4 of a mile for a total of about 1.68 miles of water main next year. Stormwater televising and mapping. This is year 3 of 4, so this is where we go and televise all the storm sewer in town to better map them. Some of the other advantages of this project is we get to clean the storm sewer when they go and televise it. This improves the conveyance of the storm sewer piping, also allows us to inspect the condition of the storm sewer to see if there's any potential failure points that need to be addressed before they fail. So this is where we're going to start talking about some of the one-off projects, the non-reoccurring ones. So this is our Village Hall parking lot improvement project. This is your typical grind and overlay project, but we are including some electrical reliability upgrades, including provisions for 2 more charging stations. So I should clarify that the charging stations are not going to be installed as part of this project, but we are going to be including conduit to make it easier for the installation in the future if we get grant money for it. Wheeling Road improvements. So this is the design for Wheeling Road. We've got about $1 million budgeted through multiple different accounts here, MFT, Town Center TIF. We did get an Invest in Cook grant for about $279,000 for the design for this project. So as I mentioned, this is for the design only. We are going to be making an application for Surface Transportation Plan, STP shared funding in December, which is a grant to acquire funding for the construction. The STP shared fund It's an 80-20 split with no max award. So if we get this, the 20% split is the village's cost share, and that could be a significant funding source for this project. Once this funding source is obtained, we'll be incorporating it into the 2026 to 2030 capital improvement plan. And that is the construction, just to clarify. The design has already been incorporated into the budget. South Dunhurst Storm Sewer Improvement Project. So this is going to be phase 2 of a 2-phase project. We've completed phase 1 this year. So you can see in the aerial photo there, that's phase 1. That's the basin itself, which is about 17 acre-feet on the parcel just north of Mark Twain. Phase 2 includes the storm sewer infrastructure into the subdivision for conveyance of the stormwater into this basin. That will provide relief for a 100-year storm event. We're also providing stormwater detention credits through MWRD Storm Store Program. So we're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone on this project to a great benefit of the community adjacent. We also applied for FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program funding to offset the cost of this project. We expect to hear back from that funding source probably sometime this spring. So this is a project I'm actually pretty excited about, Stormwater Master Plan. So as you all are probably aware, we have a Stormwater Master Plan that was approved back in 2015. And over the last 9 years, we have completed, the village has completed numerous stormwater management projects according to that Stormwater Master Plan. This new Stormwater Master Plan for 2025 will evaluate the projects that we did complete and then incorporate these and basically review existing drainage concerns in the town to incorporate that into the next Stormwater Master Plan, and also evaluate how well we completed the concerns in the original Stormwater Master Plan based on all these projects that we did complete. So in our North Tip District, we have the Milwaukee Avenue Electrical Improvement Project. So this is for design only. As you can see in the left picture, there's quite a lot of overhead electric in this corridor, and we're proposing to bury it underground. So about $250,000 in 2025 will be put toward the design of this, and then construction is expected in 2026. So on the left is what the existing looks like, and on the right in this picture is kind of what we're hoping to achieve afterwards. So this is the water main loop from Rivermail to Sumac with the new public sidewalk as part of this project as well. So this is a water main and sidewalk project, which has currently been in design for a while now. IDOT is just about wrapped up with their review, and we're working on a little bit of easement acquisition, but we expect this project to kind of get started next year. The goal of this project is to obviously fill in the sidewalk gaps to provide better routes to our public transportation. I think there's a bus stop over there at Hints and Milwaukee Avenue. And this new water main, also better loops the southeast corner of the town for better water quality. And then the last project that we're going to talk about for 2025 is our stream bank stabilization project. We have about $2.7 million budgeted through Town Center TIF. We actually did get an IEPA 319 grant for this, $1.63 million. And basically, we are currently working on easement acquisition and ComEd pole relocation. And we're hoping this project will be constructed in 2025. That's all I really had for our 2025 plan. Open to any questions if you have any.
Doing great.
I have a Dundee Road. So we're going to do the water mains on the western portion of Dundee Road to finish that off. When are they going to start reconstruction or resurfacing or whatever the state is going to do?
That's scheduled for next year also. So we're putting this out to bid quite early in 2025 in hopes to get this project wrapped up by middle to end of summer. And we've had these coordinations with IDOT that they're prepared to start the Dundee Road resurfacing around that time. So as long as our project is on schedule, Dundee will be resurfaced pretty much from the railroad tracks all the way west through town. I think that project actually goes all the way past Arlington Heights Road. So it's a big project.
Are they going to replace gutters and or curbing and where needed?
Yeah, probably spot. I wouldn't expect all curb to be replaced. Probably just spot curb replacement in areas that need it, and ADA improvements as well.
Do you guys have any kind of input in what they're doing, or are they pretty much on their own?
No, they do provide us pre-final plans for us to review. So, I mean, but it's mostly their project. Obviously, we tried to kind of coordinate our projects with them. Our Dundee Road Water Main project is a perfect example of that.
The only reason I ask is just a heads up, when they resurfaced last time, under the bridge, the London Bridge, they left it. You know, they didn't have the equipment, they didn't get any special equipment out there to pave, so they sort of worked into it and left that old pavement out there, and it's old pavement as well. If you can get to them ahead of time to get the right equipment to get under that bridge and do it all consistent, that'd be great.
We'll double check the pre-final drawings and try to coordinate that as best we can with IDOT.
Thank you.
Yep.
So you're basically telling us that next year Dundee Road is just find an alternate route?
I'm not going to say that directly, but there's going to be a lot of construction on Dundee Road. Obviously, we're doing our best to manage the traffic with our maintenance of traffic plan. For at least for our water main project, I can't speak for the IDOT project when they come and resurface, but just think of the end product is the goal here. You're going to have a nice resurfaced road from the railroad tracks west, and as we all know, it can certainly use it.
And if I may, there is a tremendous amount of work put in by Public Works to make sure that the public isn't inconvenienced twice. So the idea of being able to design and get the water main project executed in time for the state's resurfacing project was a very big deal. And that was the issue that we were trying to wrestle with the whole time, is making sure that while it will be an inconvenience for sure, we wanted to make sure it wasn't a double inconvenience by staggering the projects. So that was great work on behalf of the department.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right.
Keep going.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. So this was just informational?
Yes, the CIP will be presented as part of the budget so that you will pass all at once, but this was your opportunity to see exactly what's in that document for the public to know where their $20 million is being spent.
Awesome. Official communications, Clerk Brady, you got something.
Yes, I do. Lights Around Wheeling, the village holiday lighting ceremony will be held Sunday, November 24th at 4:30 at Friendship Park, northeast corner of Dundee Road and Milwaukee Avenue. Santa will be hearing children's wishes, and there will be hot chocolate, cookies free for attendees. That's it.
Nothing else? Actually, we got quite a bit done in little bit of time this evening. I have still got to get the approval of the bills for October 31st through November 13th. If we have a motion, please.
So moved.
Motion, trustee Rufato, second, trustee Papantos. Roll call.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
President Horton?
Yes, we got all the executive session stuff done earlier, so all I need yet is a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Kruger, second, Rufato. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yes.